Hello, glad to have you join us once again on the 3-day weather forecast. As the southern parts of the country continue to experience increase in rainfall and frequency of flood over these areas, the northern parts of the country continue to warm up for their own share of heavy rainfall between July and August. And so for the rest of Monday, we expect cloudy conditions to prevail across the north and central parts of the country with intervals of sunshine which could trigger rainfall as these suns reach the ground. We also expect cloudy conditions with possibility of thunderstorms over the southeastern parts of the country down to the southwestern coast. Temperatures are expected to reach 38 degrees Celsius over Nguru in Yobe State and 37 degrees Celsius over Maiduguri in Borno State and Potiskum. Sokoto is expected to be 34 degrees Celsius and the FCT Abuja 33 degrees Celsius. The lowest temperature of 28 degrees Celsius is expected over Jos, while the southern parts of the country are expected to have temperatures much lower than the northern parts of the country because of the increased frequency of rainfall. And so 30 degrees Celsius is expected over Port Harcourt areas. Enugu is expected to be 34 and Lagos Ikeja areas are expected to be 32 degrees Celsius, similar to Benin areas. For a likely impact of this weather across the country, most parts of the country extending from the north through the central parts of the country down to the south are not expected to experience any hazard from the anticipated weather. However, moderate hazard, possibly from heavy rainfall, is expected to affect parts of Cross River and Akwa Ibom State. And by Tuesday, there are still prospects for thunderstorms over the southern parts of the country and likely to be accompanied with heavy rainfall, while the northern parts of the country continue to experience cloudy conditions with intervals of sunshine. Temperatures are expected to drop slightly over Nguru areas from 38 to 37 degrees Celsius. Sokoto is expected to increase slightly to 35 degrees Celsius, similar to Katsina, where 35 degrees Celsius is expected. Kano 36, the FCT Abuja 34 degrees Celsius, while Jos is likely to maintain temperatures of 28 degrees Celsius. Over the southern parts of the country, we expect Warri to be 33 degrees Celsius, Port Harcourt to be 30, and Enugu 33 degrees Celsius. Lagos is also expected to drop to 29 degrees Celsius, possibly as a result of the anticipated rainfall from these areas. For the likely impact of the expected weather, most parts of the country are expected not to have any hazard from the anticipated weather predicted across the country. However, the southeastern parts of the country, particularly parts of Cross River State, Akwa Ibom, and Imo, are expected to experience moderate to high hazard as a result of heavy rainfall, which could lead to flooding over these states. And by the Wednesday, we expect the northern parts and the central parts of the country to remain cloudy with intervals of sunshine. This sunshine could trigger rainfall, especially during the afternoon hours. The southern parts of the country are expected to be cloudy with very high prospects for thunderstorms, which may affect parts of Cross River State, Calabar, Port Harcourt, and also Warri and Benin areas. Lagos is also likely to experience some thunderstorms, as well as Ibadan in Oyo State. Temperatures are expected to increase slightly to 38 degrees Celsius over Nguru in Yobe State, while Maiduguri and Potiskum are expected to record temperatures of 37 degrees Celsius. 35 is expected over Sokoto, Kano 36, and the FCT Abuja we expect temperatures of 31 degrees Celsius, Mina 33. While over the southern parts of the country, 30 degrees Celsius is expected over Port Harcourt and also over Lagos areas, while other places over the southwestern parts of the country are expected to experience temperatures between 31 to 32 degrees Celsius. For the likely impact of the anticipated weather, the northeast and northwestern parts of the country, as well as Kaduna State, is not expected to experience any hazard from the anticipated weather. However, more places are expected to be exposed to some hazard from the predicted storm and rainfall that is likely to affect parts of Bayelsa, parts of Rivers, Cross River, Imo, and also parts of Delta State. We also expect places around Minna and also Kwara State to experience some moderate to high hazard as a result of the predicted rainfall over these areas on Wednesday. And this is where we conclude our 3-day weather forecast. Thanks for watching, and do keep a date with us again. I remain Paul Ugbah. See you again.